Right, I've got the third iteration of the cassette interface here. There's a PCB, single-sided PCB, which means the soldering's a bit iffy. And underneath there is a Arduino Duo, which I've used because it's got a lot more RAM than the Mega or Uno, which means it can save much more sizable programs. It's got 96k of RAM, 512k of flash, and it's an 84 megahertz ARM processor running the code, so it's way in excess of anything that the Microtan's got. You can use this over the serial monitor of the Arduino IDE, but I'm hoping to build in an OLED interface here, a GUI, and there's some buttons here, so that you'll be able to operate it without having to have a computer. You just plug it in and give it some power and it'll be fine. The Duo is a 3.3 volt board. The processor's 3.3 volts, so I've had to put level shifters. That's what those transistors are. And I've already loaded a program in via the serial interface, because the OLED display that I've got there isn't fully finished yet. You can only do a few things. So what I've done is I've loaded it using the computer and the serial interface. But what I'll do is go into BASIC. There we go. I'll load a program. It's a test program I've got. It's just a bit of BASIC. And it's called CAST2. So that's now waiting for some data to come in over the cassette interface. And what I can do is I can use the cursor to go to send, and then send it using the OLED and the buttons. So that's now sending the data to the Microtan. It takes a while. There's a bit of a header at the beginning of any cassette data transfer. It's tens of seconds, and it seems to be necessary for some reason, synchronization or something. But once it's done that, it will send the data. There you go. So you can see the start address has popped up there, and it's done. So there you go. There's the basic program, which just runs the numbers 1 to 100 and does some graphical stuff. Unfortunately, the chunky graphics don't work on this system for some reason. I think it's because there's no character set prom in there, or it's broken. Not really sure. Might fix that. Might not. So what I can do then is load again. This only works at fast mode. I don't see any point in making it slower for no real point. We can do an exam, so that'll check one against the other. So we'll check what's in memory against the second send. So I'll send it again there, and we'll see whether it comes up with the same data. It will display errors if there's some difference between the two. And it does take a while. There you go. It's found the data, and that's it. The same. So yeah. So I'm probably going to have some boards made up. But what I'll probably do, because when I have them made up, I end up with 11 of them or something. It's just the cheapest way to do it. What I might do is put some extra circuitry on here so that I can use the same board for some other cassette-based stuff that I've got. So I did create this circuit for the Casio 502P, so you can save and load stuff with that. And what I might do is add that circuitry onto this board, so that I end up with it being a bit of a multifunction board. I can use it for some other stuff. But when I finish the OLED display, that'll be a lot more convenient than real cassettes or having to plug a computer in with Audacity. And you can store everything on an SD card there, put it in your computer and put whatever files you want on there, or change them, examine them, do whatever you want with them really.